Corepunk or Albion Online? Which game should you play? I'm going to be comparing both games. This is a kind of review of both games, which one, and a comparison. Which one should you play? Which one should you avoid? And just to save you the trouble, this video is built for listening. I won't be using visual aids or editing techniques, as the audiences of both games is simply too small for me to bother. Now, 4 things that I think about when I consider a game in my review will be the people. So the developers, community managers, the Discord moderators, if the game requires the use of Discord. Most MMOs kind of do. Player communities like forums and guilds, gatekeeping in these types of games, which there's plenty of in both, PvP, PvE experiences, etc. Then the product. Is the gameplay good? Is it difficult? Is it grindy? Is the music any good? Does it control well? Is there lots of replayability? The price of the game, and how much does the game cost? Is there pay-to-win elements? Anything related to money, such as buying skins or any kind of advantage? We'll talk about that. And the experience. Is it memorable? Is it tedious? Is it stressful? Is it a massive grind? Is it fun? We'll talk about that. Starting off in the people category, we have Corepunk. So the dev team almost entirely ghosts the player base. They're not very active. Yeah, they'll post an update every once in a while, but it's not like they're actively out there constantly talking with the player base. The Discord Jannies, which is short for janitor, or the moderators, ban and mute people way too often, which this game almost requires Discord just to learn how to do certain quests. The community is mostly left-leaning and anti-freedom of speech, as is most game companies these days, and the communities around those games. It's just a gamer thing. The company ignores emails, especially about refunds or just general support, and if you're banned on the Corepunk Discord, you have to either use a fan site for your quest help or YouTube. And Twitch stream is a ghost town for this game when the paid shills aren't online, and there are lots of paid shills, massively paid shills all the time, but when they aren't on duty, there's like 80 people watching the game, and in the English-speaking category, you can have like 12 to 13 viewers, maybe, if Scourge isn't on, and he's like the top player right now. Third-party shill companies are also ignoring their emails. They send emails out giving people like me free game keys, or offering me money to make individual quest guides, which I have declined due to the treatment I have received in the Discord. And again, it's not just me. Plenty of people have reached out to me who have a very similar experience. The game is full of elitist players that are gatekeeping information about the game because it is a PvP game. These are all sweaty alpha playtesters that formed cartels and friendship circles, and they player kill everybody they see. It's trying to farm world bosses or even grind or level up. World chat is mostly middle-aged old-timers, from what I could tell after, scouring it for over a week straight. 99% of the chat anyway is just people asking for help on quests. Where is this? Where do I go? What do I do? Or recruitment spam for their guild, usually in Brazilian or Spanish, and I'm playing on an American server. The subreddit is 100% inactive, with maybe single digits of lurkers. There might be 1 to 3 posts a day on the Reddit. Devs wiped the website forums for some reason. My assumption is that they're trying to slow down player progression. People just gank popular leveling spots. If you go, like, in the middle of a busy day, you go to a grind spot, gankers just kill you over and over and over again. They camp world bosses. They won't let you world boss unless you pay a fee or you join their cartel. The company keeps throwing money at content creators for videos and streams related to teaching about quests, or just big streamers in general to play for like 2 to 3 hours. It's a huge waste of money. I've been offered money and I declined it because, again, I want a handwritten apology from the Discord Jannies, and until I get that, I won't be covering the game. So the only people that aren't shills that stream the game, they respond very angrily and frustratedly to newbie questions. Yes, I am lurking in their streams, and yes, they're being mean to new players. Real shame, that is. 99% of the player base has dropped this game after just 1 week. So that is the people category of Corepunk. And now Albion Online. The dev team has an inner circle called the Round Table that gets info earlier and can manipulate the economy in their favor before the general public gets wind of it. And most of this is donators, guild leaders, and content creators. I am not in it, unfortunately. Discord Jannies are also very ban and mute happy. Also in the game, the mods are constantly muting even preschool banter. Now, I forgot to talk about it, Corepunk, but they don't have the technology to mute or ban people over chat yet, and so it's pretty much free reign. People are just saying straight up the N-word on Corepunk, and nothing's happening about it. The community is very left-leaning, anti-freedom of speech. The CEO of the company, Robin Henkes, openly opposes Elon Musk's stance on freedom of speech on Twitter. The company takes 2 weeks to answer your support tickets. It used to be like maybe 1 to 2 days, but due to budget cuts, I guess. I don't know why, but it's now 2 weeks. They also won't answer tickets on holidays or weekends. This game requires YouTube guides to fully understand, as Reddit will tend to misdirect or gatekeep players or try to get them to become potato farmers, which means you join their guild and then they use you for their own interests, also tax you. And they will lie about what is the best way to do things all the time, constantly. And they will even try to shame people that actually tell you what the best ways to do and play are, like my guides, for instance, simply because they don't want players to have any kind of advantage whatsoever, because it lowers their advantage against them, because it's a full loot PvP game. Twitch streams for Albion Online are mostly AFK bot skin collectors, and not actual organic people watching, and a lot of the streamers themselves are just rerun channels playing clips. Not all of them, but there is a good number of them. And they are higher up on the view list, too, as well. The sweaty econ players of this game, known as the Cartel, control the entire economy and player shops. World chat is mostly Spanish and Brazilian on the US server. World chat is also mostly mild, with lots of terrible spelling. Nothing too crazy, no real epic 4chan banter anymore. Sadly, they've mostly moderated that out. Endless hordes of scammers and beggars in this game, at every corner in every town. Reddit mostly is just guild recruitment, spam, and memes. Nothing of any real substance, only double-digit lurkers, by the way. The website forum is very inactive for the player count of this game. Guilds and gank groups control the entirety of the full loot PvP zones. If you're a solo player, there's no reason to ever go do them. The company tried paying shills to play their game, and they got no results from it, which is always funny, because they refuse to pay their own content creators. And I'm not talking about me, I mean like the ones that are like signed up for the programs and stuff. They're not getting any cash bags, they're doing it pro bono. Twitch's entire streamer base for this game all circle jerk each other, so if you want to be a content creator, you gotta slurp their toes, baby. Or just, be my friend instead. This game is a revolving door of new players. When the company dumps advertising into the wild, new players come in, they get beat up in full loot PvP, they quit, they leave, new players come in, and rinse and repeat. But the game has a very loyal player base that has sustained itself for years. Again, like the people that have been playing 3-4 years ago, they're still playing, and even if they aren't, they hop in every once in a while when there's an update and play for a while. It's a game that you can always come back to, and you'll see a lot of the same names year after year after year. Even running around town, it's like they can never quit or leave. And now the product category. So it's made in Unity, so it's Unity slop. One of the worst game engines you could possibly use. The game is unoptimized, it starts memory leaking after a while, and things like chat bugs, there's so many bugs, the game is very buggy. The game has bargain bin voice actors, and yes, I'm sorry to the one guy that subscribed to me that actually is one of the voice actors of the game. I'm not making fun of you, man. I'm talking like they took people from like Oni Plays to have voices, and yeah, they do some Adult Swim stuff. They're alright. I don't mind their voice acting. But there's a lot of AI slop in here, too. The music is rather decent. It's nothing too epic or crazy. It's not like, anything memorable. But it will be stuck in your head. You might, if you play 16 hours, it'll be, a few ditties will be in your head. Leveling and crafting and gathering is not really all that grindy for an MMO. I think it's okay. Questing, though, is a massive chore in Corepunk. It is insanely annoying and very unoptimized. Now, this game is not solo player friendly at all. It is an insane grind, though, for gearing up late game as a solo player. You are forced to use alt characters and possibly alt accounts, and even multi-box if you're a solo player. The best gear grinds also are rolling alt characters for quest rewards. These are the item upgrade kits. You can make a character, and in 3 to 4 hours, you can get 2 blue item upgrade kits and 3 to 4 green item upgrade kits. And yeah, every 4 hours, that's not bad. It's way better than relying on random chest drops or mob drops if you're a group player for these items. The RNG can really screw you over. You can fail crafts that take, forever to accumulate the resources for. And that eats up your resources, and that can be days of grinding lost as a solo player. The PvP is absolutely unfair and very lacking in Corepunk. People can stand next to you, immediately flag up with no warning, and then instantly kill you. And yeah, it's pretty bad. Lots of griefing. There is very low enemy variety. You run out of enemy types like your first day into the game. And I'm not talking world bosses or stuff super far up north in the map. Those things are only for groups of players, but solo players, oh, you're killing boars, oh, you're killing wolves, like flower plant creatures, oh no. The game's world is actually rather small when you compare it to other MMOs. You can ride diagonally across the entire world in like 10 to 15 minutes. Probably less than that, of course with a mount, which you get very early on. The game has very vague quests. You must seek outside help like fan sites or YouTube to be able to play this game efficiently. The game becomes a chore simulator. It's like, okay, I gotta chop wood all freaking day long for an epic drop. Okay, I got it. Now I need to pick herbs for a whole freaking day, 24 hours of playing to get, an epic herb drop for a craft. Then you gotta do that multiple freaking times just to get geared. And if you fail that craft, go back and do it again. It is a chore simulator through and through. Solo players' progression is way too slow versus groups. Groups of players, they go kill world bosses, multiples, very rapidly, and they just fill up an inventory full of really good stuff, weapons, upgrades, recipes, you name it. And the solo player, he's going to spend days doing what a group player can do in minutes. Yeah, it's that bad. There is zero side stuff to do for fun. You're either grinding or leveling or getting geared, and that's it. There is no mini games. There's no little funsies things to do on the side. None of that. The PvP system needs lots of work to it. The karma system is also really stupid. And the game contains lots of crude sex humor and naughty stuff, like naked mermaid chicks and posters with just bearing it all, dildos on shelves. It's also NPCs that literally hit on you and say really dirty things. And it's kind of funny. I don't really mind that in games, but most people don't tend to enjoy that in a video game. Albion Online is also Unity slop. It's also low polygon graphics, so it's rather ugly. The music in the game is decent. There is a never-ending grind on this game, unless you card swipe several tens of thousands of dollars, and even then, there's still going to be something you haven't grinded out. So the grind never ends. It's never-ending. You're never going to max everything out, and players that have attempted to have either burnt out before doing it, or they spent way too much money doing it. There are players that have done it, but it is just too much of a grind. It's too expensive. Questing is more like dog treats in this game. Oh, you skin some animals, here's a reward. It's not so much something you're required to do, though it does help for new players to do certain quests early on for a power spike. Every update this game has released since 2020 has weakened the experience for solo players. Even though they themselves say that it doesn't, we, the players, all unanimously agree that it has. You are forced to swipe your credit card in this game or massively grind if you're a solo player. RNG is more of a feels-good thing. Instead of, waiting until something rare drops so you can progress, if something rare does drop, you feel like, oh, I got a jackpot, wow! And you get a big old dopamine hit. The PvP in this game it's okay. It could be better. There's way better games for PvP, in my opinion. But the PvP is kind of the reason people play Albion. There's very low enemy variety. The game's world is too big, honestly. They've expanded it a little too much with the Roads of Avalon, the Mists. The game is just more and more people are spaced out between it now, so you don't see as much action as you used to in the older updates. The game has a steep learning curve. The game costs the player resources, more resources than what they usually earn. This is to incentivize card swiping, especially if you want those dopamine hits. There are some players that spend thousands of dollars a month dying over and over repeatedly, and they keep buying back into the game, and you really hate to see it. It's definitely not a game you want to play as a gambler, alright? Solo player progression in this game is way too slow versus group player progression, unfortunately. There's also, again, zero-side fun stuff to do. You're either gathering, you're crafting, you're PvPing. There is no, like, going to the casino or the arcade in Final Fantasy 14 or whatever, whichever Final Fantasy it is. There's not, like, little mini-games you can do and stuff. It's all business. PvP is mostly groups and based on how your items are versus your opponents. Or who's cheating with radar hacks and stuff. It's not so much a skill-based PvP game. Though skill can make a difference, it's usually matchups. If you have the counter set to theirs, you will usually kill them before they can escape, or if you have more people than they have, you will usually win the fight. This game actually has a decent market economy, despite the cheating and third-party programs that scan the markets and stuff. And I forgot to touch on this, but Corepunk has no market system. You can't even trade gold in that game at all. And so, yeah, Albion definitely wins in the market category. Alright, what about the price of the game? So, Corepunk has an entry fee. The lowest is $36. You cannot find this game on shady CD key selling sites either, because no one is bothering. RMT sites are just scam prices at the moment. You can pay $10 for 100 gold, which you can get 100 gold in 5 minutes of killing gnats at level 10. So, again, these are people just taking advantage of the extremely wealthy and lazy people, right? The game does have skins and cosmetics. It's not really set up as of recording this. I think by the time this video comes out, they will have skins and stuff for sale, but currently they don't, again, as I'm recording this. Hacks, buying hacks in Corepunk doesn't exist because no one's bothering to make hacks for this game. Now, some people have reported in my comment section that it's taking over 2 weeks for them to receive their keys after buying. They're also reporting that their bank blocked the transaction due to suspicious activity. This is probably because they are a Ukrainian company, also in Amsterdam, I believe. I don't think there's anything suspicious, honestly, but you never know. They seem to have a lot of money to pay streamers. And now, Albion Online prices. The game is free to play. That's right. You don't have to pay anything. You can just download it immediately and start playing. The game does have a way to grind the premium by paying in-game currency. You can pay to win in this game. So you can spend real money to get gold. Gold will be transferred to silver, which is the in-game spending currency for items and XP boosts. Alright, cosmetics can also get pretty expensive in this game, up to like $100 for like a flying Pegasus horse. The Asia and America servers allow you to buy learning points, which are ways to accelerate your crafting and gathering experience speeds. Creators such as myself paywall their best silver making secrets, like through a Patreon or whatever. Now, I'm also guilty of this. You can become a YouTube channel member today. I have bills to pay. I want to eat. You can click join right down below this button. It's $5 a month for all the silver secrets you'll ever need in this game. Anyway, no ads, by the way. The crafting and farming in this game requires premium, and it requires using alts to maintain it all. So that means multiple premiums. And premium costs $15 a month if you use real money, but you could just use in-game money. It's not really that bad once you know how to make the money. But as a new player, it's quite the grind. It can be like a whole 1 to 2 days of just pure grinding to be able to afford it. And while you can play the entire game without premium, it's just not very efficient to do so. But also, the rising cost of premium with the in-game currency is getting quite out of hand on every server, and so it's pushing new players towards spending real money, and the company that owns the game, Stillfront, has a massive free-falling stock price, and so who knows just how crazy the price is going to get. Oh, and the reason I'm not talking about like RMT and stuff for Albion is because the game Jannies are very ban happy, especially with their top YouTubers, so I'm just going to avoid that topic entirely to spare my account. I know. I don't want to lose my account because I'm like, oh, the RNT price is blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. So you have to do your own research on that one, I'm sorry. And now, the experience of Corepunk is rubber banding, buggy patches with fixes that don't work, no economy at all, there's no marketplace, no real trading gold, you can trade items, but that's about it. It's an insane grind for raw materials. I'm talking you play 24 hours, you get 3 epics. The game is super forgettable. The PvP is an absolute joke. No actual community for the game. Just inner circle pockets of alpha players dunking on everyone else in private little discords. The company is investing way too much money into the wrong places, aka Twitch streamers that played the game and then never touch it again and never even make a YouTube video. Except Nixium, he did make a review video, I guess. Didn't watch it. Everyone's moved on to other games already anyway. Path of Exile 2 came out at a pretty opportune time to kill Corepunk. Marvel Rivals, a lot of people went to go play that. The game is an AFK vendor refresh simulator for just about everyone, including group and solo players. The Albion Online experience is a stale PvP meta. Very samey grinds, gather for months on end, kill mobs for months on end. ZVZ, or Zerg vs. Zerg, PvP can be thrilling, but it's also stressful and expensive. And this isn't my personal take. My personal take on ZVZ is you're an insect, you're like an ant in a giant anthill, and then when you die, it's because someone poured gasoline on you, or, ant poison, and you just instantly die. And it's not very fun to be on that. And at the same time, if you're the guy with the big explosion spell, and you end up killing like 10 people with one attack, it doesn't really feel that good either, because you can't even touch the loot, because the shot caller and the loot specialist will yell at you over voice chat, and everyone's too damn greedy over stupid pixels to make a funny memory anyway, and it's just not really for me personally, but whatever. The game has lots of cheaters, lots of radar hackers that can see you beyond your screen's reach, and there's so many people abusing third-party programs in all sorts of different ways. I'm not even going to get into it because, again, the company hates when I do this, and I like to keep my account unbanned. The safe zone content is rather chill. You can just gather and kill stuff and watch anime and listen to podcasts or whatever it is you like to do. And it's pretty low effort and, not a lot of stress there. Jackpots can feel really good when they show up. If you open a chest and it has a really expensive item, it feels good. If you catch a card swiper out in the wild and you kill them and take their stuff, it feels really damn good. You can do anything in Albion to essentially win, as in, I can sit around and chop wood in a safe zone until I earn enough money from chopping that wood and then get the best possible gear in the game. I don't have to go slay a dragon and hope for a 40% chance drop rate on a helmet. I don't have to grind 4 alt characters and then gather 24 hours on each character for epic items and then craft and hope the craft doesn't fail and then slowly upgrade that craft, which, I mean, you can kind of do that in this game, but you don't have to do it, right? So you can literally do anything you want that earns income in this game, and you will be able to get whatever it is you want. You want a shiny, crazy, epic, rare mount that only a raid boss drops? You can buy it from the market, because nothing is soul-bound in this game. So yeah, there you go. That's one of the better things about Albion. You feel like everything you do in this game progresses your character, except for dying with an expensive set in the full loot zones. That feels really bad, and it will set you back, but it's more like a gamble at this point. This game is a game for gamblers. And now the final verdict, Corepunk the Good. It's got chill gathering, and right now, currently, it is non-police chat. You can say anything you want, nothing is censored, you can't get banned for the chat. They literally said they don't have the technology yet to ban for what you do in the chat. In the in-user license agreement, it is against the rules to say the naughty things, but because they can't literally do a damn thing about it, people are going hog wild in the chat, and it's really nice to see a game finally embrace freedom of speech for once. The crude sex humor, I don't mind seeing some mermaid bazongas. The map size is a little bit small, and the graphics are okay. The bad. PvP is absolute dog shit. Terrible. The gear grind is one of the worst. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe Archangel's pretty bad and a few other Korean MMOs, but the gear grind is really, really time-consuming for a solo player. The insanely low player count. Everyone dumped and abandoned Corepunk. It is now a niche little mini community game. It's like PAX Day or something in player count. It's so bad. The shills. The endless shills. All the big streamers. Oh, today I'm playing Corepunk, hashtag ad. Yeah, those guys, gross. Disgusting behavior. I didn't take the bag. I was offered a bag. I didn't take the bag because I just want a handwritten apology. That's all I freaking want. I was gonna make guides for the game and play the shit out of it, but the Discord Jannies did what they did, and I'm waiting on a handwritten apology, and they won't give it to me because they're too prideful. So they don't get videos anymore from me. They just don't. Now, here's a prediction. The future in-game moderation will be out of control, because once they do get the power, a preschool insult's gonna just revoke your game and have fun having your money stolen, right? My recommendation is to avoid Corepunk at all costs. Do not play Corepunk. Do not buy Corepunk. Even if you get it for free, do not even play it. Alright, now, Albion Online, the good. You can basically do anything except die with expensive sets and full loot PvP to progress. It's got chill gathering, tons of people running around doing stuff, huge variety of gear and skills, and the market and economy, pretty good. I think Eve is better, but Albion, it's pretty good. The PvP, it's okay, it's stale, but, you know, if you're playing the game for, like, your first year, you might find it thrilling, but I don't think it's better than, like, WoW PvP, Lineage, Dark Age of Camelot, hell, even, some of those other dead, dying MMOs, like Aeon, and I don't remember the names right now, but it's okay. World chat is okay as well. It can be funny sometimes. It's usually just kind of meh. The bad, hackers, lots of cheaters, lots of radar hackers, lots of, just so many cheaters. The server splits really killed the community of the game. There's Europe, there's Asia, and there's the Americas. The Americas doesn't actually have Americans. They all went to Europe. No, the Americas server has Brazilians and Spaniards. Or Mexicans, or whatever. There's an insane grind. The game is insanely, super massively grindy, alright? Also, the game is gate-kept info, and it's got a frustrating learning curve. The info for this game is so gate-kept, because either people don't put in the time for the research to learn things, or they keep it for themselves because it is a full loot PvP game and they want every advantage they can get. It's taken me damn near 4 years and 800 videos to uncover or dig out the info because no one else was gonna do it, so I had to do it myself. But yeah, that covers both games, and let me know what you think. And of course, my recommendation is you should only play Albion Online if you have nothing else at all to play. If you're completely bored of all your other games and you just need something new to do, then yeah, go ahead and play it. I've got 800 guide videos that can teach you how to play the game, and even more hidden behind a members-only content, $5 a month, if you really want to work the marketing, get your silver flowing. But other than that, you know, if you've got other games to play, then give this one a pass also, but don't waste time or money on Corepunk, that's for sure. But if you want that Corepunk itch and, you know, the game dies, then Albion's here for you. That's the cool thing about Albion is you can quit playing for like a year, and then you can come back, and it's still the same, fundamentally the same damn game. Yeah, there's going to be some changes, but it's not going to be a completely different game that you have to, like, start all over in, or, you know, find some new city or whatever. It's still the same game. All your stuff will still be there waiting for you. You can pick it back up just like you left it, and, like, just looking at my friends list, I know I said I wasn't going to use visual aids, but, let's see. Last seen 3 months, 24 days ago. He's playing World of Warcraft right now, but he'll come back. He'll have a fun couple of weeks ganking people and blowing people up with spells, and then he'll quit again for 3 to 6 months, and then he'll come back and rinse and repeat. The game is always there for him to, you know, have that little bit of fun when he's bored with other games. But yeah, I thought I'd just give this this little video idea a try. YouTube has this new feature to try to help creators think of video ideas that would do really well on their channel, and according to YouTube, Corepunk vs. Albion Online, which MMORPG should you choose, would be of high interest to people that watch my channel, and so we'll see how this video does. I'm gonna just guess 4,000 views. I'm gonna shoot 4,000, and we'll see where it lands. Anyway, that's the vid. Leave a comment. You don't have to subscribe. I don't normally do reviews. Whatever. Click the video on the right side of your screen, and if you do, you're gonna get an extra hour of sleep, and you're gonna feel amazing.